been a minute since I've shared with you how each of the tanks in the fish room is doing. Let's go ahead and do one of those laps of the fish room and take a look at each tank and talk about what's going on with the fish. Let's go. We'll start with the 90-gallon. It's a 90-gallon rimless tank, and it's the home of the Starry Night, Electric Blue Okara, and the Green Terror. They're looking kind of fat and sassy. I'm going to feed them once a day. I've been feeding them twice a day, and I think they're getting a little fat. It's a little round in the tummy. It's also the home of my blue Congo tetras, the 3 males that are remaining from the original group. The fish in the 60-gallon acrylic over here got a couple geos and an SAE, Siamese algae, a couple Buenos Aires tetras. Those fish are I'm gonna put them into the 90-gallon. This tank is being run with a couple large sponge filters off of that 6-outlet Tiger pump that you hear me talking about, which will run this tank for a couple days if there's a power outage. On the 90-gallon, I have the this Pacron 500, which is a power backup, and I have one hang-on back plugged into it, the brand new Marineland 450 Pro. So if there's a power outage, this will kick in. It'll run that Marineland for many, many hours. Now, while I'm on vacation, I'm not going to count on the person taking care of the house to be able to hook up the propane-powered generator. So I'm just leaving some battery backups and hoping for the best. Hoping that she doesn't have a situation come up where something like that would be required. Yeah, you're looking hungry, but you're looking too fat. You're going to go on a 1 meal a day diet for a little while. Let's see how you do. Right over here we have the I planted community. They were just fed. You're going to see a lot of stuff floating around. But you can see the variety of fish in here. Brilliant rasboras, harlequin rasboras, a variety of cories and plecos, pisto, and the little redhead tapajos. Never stop moving. They're like Energizer bunnies. They move a little bit like your German rams. Starts and stops. They'll get up around 5-6 inches. They'll get a lot bigger than this. And at some point I'll have to move them out. I gave them some a little bit of cucumber floating on a little Zoom Ed float. Group of neons back there hanging out. School's in session, and see the plants are all doing pretty well. Nice big healthy Anubias with a flower. With a little redhead. A lot of crypts. A lot of plants in here I've gotten from my friends at the co-op. Love the little rummy nose, the way they school. Another Cory. Hornwort floating around. The tank next to it continues to be just a planted tank with a couple plecos hanging around and some snails. Put some cucumber in here. It looks like the snail got it. But this is just plants right now. Plants that'll probably go over to the 90-gallon, especially if I use this tank as a Lethrinops. I'm thinking of throwing some Lethrinops in here. Some of my favorite smaller cichlids. Beautiful color. This might be a good home for them, a 55-gallon. These tanks have battery-powered air pumps, so they don't have the big battery packs. Like this big battery pack right here. This is like a 2,500 watt battery pack. I have the pump underneath the sump, which is a big size pump. It's on the 210-gallon, plugged into that battery backup. And this is the 210. You can see the way they've rearranged the substrate, where it goes down to a pit down there, and some broken off pieces of driftwood have settled into that. This is all their own design and decoration. There's Sally being shy. Big Tiger Oscar grew him out from, I don't know, 3 inches maybe? It's got to be pushing 11, 12 inches now. His little brother, the runt albino. Beautiful Oscar. Albino tiger. Couple chocolates looking right at me. Chocolates are pretty amazing, the way they go from burgundy to green to dark black to gray. They'll tell you what mood they're in by the color. And I love their eye. This one here has a little bit of orange in the eye. A little red orange in the dorsal. Just a beautiful fish. And of course the Vieja is also another beautiful specimen. Markings and colorations on the body. Also looking a little fat. Yeah. I think I'm gonna, for a little while there I was going to twice a day feeding. I'm gonna go back to once a day. You watch your fish, they start to get too much of a tummy. Or if their tummy starts to sink in a little, you want to feed them a little more. Unless they have parasites, then you got other problems. Over to the left, we have the big African cichlid tank. They're all hoping for an evening treat. Sometimes I'll throw a little bit of dried brine shrimp in here. Get them over here. I talked about my little Buccochromis rhodesii yellow. Watch him. He's my oldest cichlid, very interactive. Probably in the last stages of his life. I'm going to feel real bad when he finally departs. He's probably the most interactive fish in this aquarium. Let's see, where's the boss? There's the boss. Sand diver, looking amazing. Buccochromis spectabilis. Love that contrasting yellow in the anal fin. Beautiful. Borlei. Rocks. Love the blaze on the forehead of this fish. Then you get a red anal fin with egg spots and a white highlight on the dorsal. Just a beautiful. It's like these fish were just sort of pieced together with a bunch of leftover parts from different fish. Yeah, you're the boss. Everybody knows you're in charge. I've had this trout for a long time. It's got to be 13 inches, 12 inches. There's a big spot. I have one pump plugged into this Opus 1500 watt unit, one of the sump pumps, and it, all the battery packs working as uninterrupted power supplies. So electricity is basically going from the grid, from the wall through the battery to the tank. But if the grid goes out, the battery kicks in. So at least we'd have one pump in the sump continuing to run for a good number of hours with this 1500 watt unit. Behind it, you can see two large 40 gallon propane tanks, pretty big tanks, and those are for the larger generator in the event I need that kind of backup. So there you go, a lap of the fish room. Hope you enjoyed that update. Any comments, ideas, tips, share them below. We all learn from each other at this channel. I'm going to be putting together some projects in the beginning of July. Those projects are going to include adding some fish to the 300, an Insignis, a Buccochromis notitania, and several other fish, another Fusco, fish like that. And I will be starting my investigation on where to pick up a group of discus. I also want to go ahead and pick up some, going from one extreme to another, pick up some ember tetras, some more Congos, just things like that. Maybe get into the Lethrinops for the 55. So we'll see. I've got 3 quarantine tanks that I'll be able to use for new fish, so I will be able to get new fish in. Anything you think I should add to the fish room, or that you think would fit what I have going on, or that you think I would find very interesting, go ahead and let me know in the comments. You are appreciated, my friends, and if you'd like my best tips, go ahead and click on this up here, and if you want to subscribe, click up there. Now, sometimes you don't see these if you're watching on a phone, or if you're watching sometimes on a laptop. You don't see these, but something appears when you're watching on a television set. I'm not just pointing to thin air. So, all right. Thank you, my friends. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.